between being burnt alive or being eaten by wolves.
Oh my God. Listen, Miss Lady Ghost, I think there must be some misunderstanding here. We're all going to leave now and let you look for your lover in peace and quiet. Right, everyone?
Don't move an inch. It's too late. Your fate has been decided.
Oh, I beg you, please don't kill us. I didn't even want to come. They forced me to come with them. Really.
Be quiet! Now, all of you, close your eyes and put your hands up in the air. And now...
Sarah.
So you were the ghost?
Yes. I was in my room reading when I thought of dressing up and scaring all of you. And I must admit, it was worth it. You don't know how funny you all looked. Your face is white with fear and your voice is pleading for mercy. I've never had so much fun.
Yes, but you gave us all a big shock.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But if it's made the old Sarah come back, then long live ghosts.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Do you believe in ghosts? I do. You know, once when I was teaching in England, I was in a mansion, a beautiful old house in the country. And they told me that every day in one of the rooms in a mansion, there was a breeze which passed through the room every afternoon at 4 o'clock. And they said it was a friendly ghost, a woman, who haunted the house. Every day she passed through the room at 4 o'clock on the dot. I believe in ghosts. They're all in Scotland and Britain, I think, in general. Now, I want to do something with you in this lesson related to English adjectives. If you look at this bag, if you want to describe this bag, you could say it's big, you could say it's brown, it's useful, it's casual. So these are a few adjectives which you could use to describe the bag. Now, the problem is if you want to use more than one or two adjectives before the noun, how do you order them? Do you say it's a big, casual, useful brown bag, or it's a brown, big, casual, useful bag? That's the problem. Well, in English, there is an order, a specific order, which we're now going to look at on the screen together, so that you can decide every time you're using adjectives what order to put them in. Let's take the bag. So look at the screen. The first adjective that we would say is the adjective of opinion. So adjectives of opinion are, for example, interesting, boring, fascinating, in this case, useful, okay, or even casual. Then we talk about the dimension or the size. So it could be big, small, thin, thick. In this case, the bag is big. After we talk about the age, is it new, is it modern, is it ancient, is it old? And I think we could say about this that it's a new, more or less, a new bag. So far we have a useful, big, new bag. Then we talk about the shape. This bag is square. It could be oval. It could be round. So we've got shape. Then we talk about the color. For example, pink, blue, light green, brown. After that, the origin. Is it French, English, American, Italian? Okay. And then the material it's made of, if it's wooden, plastic, woolen, cotton in this case. So, if we want to describe this bag using all those adjectives, it would become this. its opinion. A casual, big, new, follow the screen, new, square, brown, Italian cotton bag. Okay? Now, we don't usually put 8 or 9 adjectives before the noun, but if you do want to use 3 or 4, then that's the order which you follow. And remember that in English, all adjectives go before the noun, not after, because in some languages you can put adjectives before the noun and adjectives after the noun. However, in English, the rule is adjectives always before the noun. Okay? Great, so that's the lesson about adjectives, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.
Welcome to Cooking Today. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you.
Good to see you again, Nancy.
Lisa, tell us what you're going to talk about this time.
I've chosen a letter in particular. I've received so many. Here we are. It comes from Lynn. Dear Lisa, you're the person I most admire in my life. Please help me. My husband has decided to invite his boss and wife for dinner, and I've no idea how to arrange a formal table setting.
Husbands can be so insensitive.
Well, dear Lynn, you don't need bone china, silverware, or crystal to set an attractive table.
Where does one begin?
I'd start with a table covering. The ideal tablecloth for a formal dinner is a damask one, or a cloth with delicate embroidery.
Can it be placed over a bare table?
You'd better place a protective padded cloth underneath.
What do you think about placemats?
They're acceptable for every occasion except formal dinners.
And table runners, are they pretty?
They are, and very trendy nowadays since they come in a wide range of colours.
Now, tell us about napkins.
They're usually sold as a coordinated set with tablecloths.
She's not supposed to use paper napkins, I suppose.
Oh, it's considered a bit crass. You can use paper napkins for picnics.
Is a napkin ring necessary?
Why not? In the past, each family member would have one, either of wood or engraved silver. Today, they're available in many materials and styles.
Now, what about dinnerware?
I think that a set of one-colour dishes would be very smart. Round plain plates, a side plate, and serving dishes are perfect.
What about glassware?
The best for formal dinners is a long-stemmed goblet of medium height. Lynn will need a wine glass, a water glass, and a flute for champagne.
And cutlery. How do you arrange forks and knives?
Forks are placed to the left of the plate. Spoons and knives to the right, with the blade facing the plate. At the top of the plate, you place dessert forks and spoons. Of course, carving forks and knives are necessary when serving roasts.
I see. How do you feel about centerpieces?
Well, a basket filled with fresh flowers would smarten the plainest of tables. You can also use candles.
It's a real work of art.
Yes, and a pretty setting makes food taste better.
Thank you, Lisa, for this informative chat.
It was a pleasure.
Now, let's see which term Lisa used to talk about table setting. First of all, she said there are different kinds of table coverings. A tablecloth is what we use to cover the table with during meals. Placemats are individual settings for more informal meals. Table runners are long and narrow pieces of fabric which can hold several places. A centerpiece can be placed in the middle of the table, usually with fresh flowers as decoration. If you want to protect your table from stains or heat, you better place a protective padded cloth under the tablecloth. A napkin is what we use to wipe our mouths with while eating. Today, paper napkins are rather convenient, but don't use them when Lisa is invited. A napkin ring is a ring of different materials, fabric, wood, silver, which allows people to identify their personal napkin during family meals. Now, let's go to dinnerware or dinner service, also called crockery. All plates, side plates, or serving dishes used for meals. Glassware refers to glasses that can be wine glasses, water glasses, or flutes, used to drink champagne. A stemmed goblet is a tall glass with a stem used in formal dinners. Cutlery, commonly referred to as silverware, refers to forks and spoons and knives. Serving forks and spoons are used to serve food from the serving dish. That's all for this time. See you again next week.
It's the new frontier of retailing. It's revolutionized the way we do business, and it brings in customers from all over the world. Of course, I'm talking about e-commerce. I'm Eric Brown, and this is Let's Talk, the discussion program with our commentators, Tom and Marie.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Well, what are your thoughts on e-commerce? Do you buy things online?
Of course I do. I always book low-cost flights, and I also buy DVDs and books on the internet, as most people do. I shop online not only for the convenience, but also to pay the lowest price possible on any given item. I used to visit different websites to shop around for the lowest price, but now that automatic comparison shopping is possible, my browser automatically shows me the prices for the same DVD at different online stores on the web. I can easily compare prices and choose which one to buy.
Marie, did you know that you're a typical online shopper? In fact, 52% of online shoppers buy books, 41% buy leisure and travel items, including holidays and flights, and 40% buy DVDs and CDs.
Well, Eric, online shopping is very popular today. In the UK, for example, 48% of people regularly shop on the internet. Did you know that economists put the value of online shopping in the UK at £2.26 billion and that the e-retail market is growing by 32% a year?
Actually, that doesn't surprise me. E-commerce is having a huge impact on the way we do business. It's increasing markets, improving efficiency and effectiveness, and is transforming business processes. Tom, why are you so quiet? What do you think about e-commerce?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm very skeptical about e-commerce for many reasons.
Why exactly are you skeptical?
Well, let's start with the issue of security. Credit card details can be stolen, and it's possible to order goods from bogus companies, ones that don't really exist. There are also lots of scams to trick people into handing over their login details for online banking, and then their accounts are emptied.
So, according to you, buying things online is risky.
Yes. Also, you can't be sure you'll get the goods you ordered, and if there's something wrong with them, who pays for the goods to be returned? You do.
Tom, I agree with you, but up to a certain point. There are some problems with e-commerce, but these problems aren't stopping people from spending more and more online. At the same time, e-commerce has many advantages for business people.
Could you explain some of these advantages, Marie?
Well, it's cheaper for a retailer to set up a website than it is to rent a shop, fit it out, and pay someone to work there. Besides, a website has global reach, so customers can come from all over the world.
Okay, an interesting discussion. But I'm afraid, yet again, we've run out of time. Once again, I'd like to thank our commentators.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And goodbye to everyone. And see you again next week for another edition of Let's Talk. The topic today was e-commerce, electronic buying and selling. More specifically, we spoke about e-retailing and online shopping. Retailing is the selling of goods directly to consumers. Consumers are the people who buy goods. Online means with the internet. So, online shopping is buying things on the internet. The e-retail market, that is the selling of goods online, is growing. Well, online shopping has its positive aspects and negative aspects. Marie said you can find the lowest price thanks to automatic comparison shopping. Automatic comparison shopping means your browser, the program you use on the internet, automatically shows you the prices of the same products at different online stores. An online store is a virtual shop on the web. The web is another word for the internet. With this kind of shopping, you don't have to shop around. To shop around means visit different shops to look for the lowest price. It's cheaper for retailers, people who sell goods to consumers, to set up a website than to fit out a shop. To set up a website means to develop a website. Notice how we say to fit out a shop. This means to make a shop ready for use. For example, add shelves, lights, mirrors. Tom, on the other hand, is skeptical about e-commerce. This means he has doubts. He says online shopping is a risk. There are lots of bogus companies. These are companies that don't really exist. And lots of scams. A scam is a trick to steal money from people. Again, we have run out of time. To run out of something means you have finished it. So, goodbye and see you again soon.